Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in this episode, I'm continuing my list of top 20 movies of the 1970s. This time I'm doing number 10 through number 6 on my list, so we're getting to the top 10 favorite movies. Um, yeah, so most of these I don't own at the moment. Maybe it's sometime in the future. Um, Yeah, very excellent movies. 1970s, like I said before, it's hard to kind of pick somewhat because a lot of the great movies, it seems like, are kind of the more dark, grittier movies, which I usually go more towards the more family-friendly, inspirational, good-feeling movies, anyways. But I think once you get to past top 10, it gets more into some of my favorite type of movies in general. Um, so I go with number 10 is a movie called Heaven Can Wait, which was stars Warren Beatty and directed by Warren Beatty, and I believe he wrote a screenplay for this movie as well. Because I remember reading something about he's maybe one of the few people that was nominated for Oscars for best director, actor, screenplay, and maybe best picture also, which is a very hard thing to do. I can think of Woody Allen's done it. I don't know who else on top of my mind who's done it, but it's a very difficult thing. So it's pretty incredible what Warren Beatty's done with this movie, Heaven Can Wait. Kind of a remake movie that's been done several times about a guy who an angel takes him into heaven, thinking that he's going to die. Turns out the angel made a mistake, that he wasn't going to die, and that he came to heaven too soon. And so he wants to go back to his body, but they won't let him back in his body. Instead, they put him into another man's body. So now it's this fish out of water kind of thing where he's now in this other guy's body with all these other people, and he's trying to figure out, what the situation is and all that. And I think they're trying to look for a suitable body. So this is kind of just a body to put in for the moment. He gets put into a rich person's body who was murdered by his, I think, family member, if I remember right. And so he was a NFL quarterback, I believe, originally, and so he wants to be a quarterback again. So he really wants to be into a football body. That's what he wants, but he gets put in this other body and kind of finding out, how to live as this super rich guy. And it's it's a very funny movie, really. I think I really love the comedy of it. I forget who. Jack Warden is in it. Plays a assistant football coach. Jack Warden, great character actor. I think I really enjoy him. I forget who the romantic lead is. I want to say like Julie Christie or somebody. Like Buck. What's his name? Buck something plays one of the angels in there. Overall, a good cast. Like I said, a guy who just died recently was in this movie. I'm forgetting his name. That's funny in this movie also. But yeah, it's a really good remake. Very funny movie. Has some romance in it. Anyways, yeah, definitely it was a movie that really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that much out of it. I remember watching it and just being kind of really, really entertained by it. So yeah, definitely check out Heaven Can Wait. Number 10 on my list. Number 9 is a movie called Patton, won Best Picture in 1970, about the famous General Patton, played by George C. Scott, who also won the Best Actor Oscar for his role. Famous portrayal of this really interesting character, this general, real guy, Patton, George Patton, who was a bit of a rough character in the Army in real life and in this movie. Had a lot of famous quotes. The very beginning is this famous part where he stands in front of the American flag and gives this whole kind of military speech. And one of my favorite lines, your goal is not to die for your country, but to make the other bastard die for his, which I always thought was a great quote from him. And he says things like, I want to die by getting killed by the last bullet of the last war, is like one of his quotes. Really interesting character, really good general though. Was able to, he was I believe a tank general, and able to win some significant battles during World War II. But because of his character, he was passed to be promoted to bigger positions because he was a bit of a liability as far as PR is concerned, because he said some controversial things or did controversial things while in the army, and wasn't a likable person necessarily, though a very good general. And so they kind of touch on the politics of war, and how his attitude stopped him from being as famous as some of the other generals on the list anyways. But yeah, very good performance from George C. Scott. Really good World War II film, actually, touching on what happened during World War II. And I'm a big history buff, love movies on World War II and stuff like that. So it really was a movie down my alley. Yeah, definitely check out if you like anything like that. Patton at number 9. Number 8, I have a movie called Network. It came out in 1976. It was an interesting movie. Nominated for won tons of Oscars. Missed out Best Picture, getting beat by Rocky, though it won one of the few movies that's won, I think, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress. So it won some pretty significant Oscars. It's one of the great casts. William Holden, Peter Finch, Faye Dunaway. Some of the main actors, Robert Duvall, also, what's his name? A couple other ones I'm forgetting on top of my mind, but overall performances are just fantastic. I think this is a Sidney Lumet movie, who also did Dog Day Afternoon. Like I said, Sidney Lumet is one of my favorite directors at this time. He did some very interesting movies like that. And Network is about like a news station that their main anchor there is going to retire, or they're forcing him to retire, basically, played by Peter Finch, and he says that he is going to kill himself on air. And so, of course, he obviously is a mentally disturbed person at this point, and instead of trying to get him help and doing something about it, Faye Dunaway, the director now, the kind of new young director, program director, whatever, this news organization, decides to keep him on air to see what happens, because she saw the ratings go up. And so it's really kind of this, kind of a take on ratings and not caring about people, but just caring about ratings and ruining people's lives, and doing stuff and not caring who you ruin, just as long as you have good ratings, which is very ideal to today, or not ideal, but something you see a lot today in TV, reality TV, and also news stations, of course, are going rampant with all the 24-hour news stations, and just seeing that they're not really about what's going to help us or informing us the truth. Truth is important. We're just going to put out there whatever gets the good ratings, and that's all that's important. Anyway, so this is kind of a funny, not a real funny movie, but it's kind of funny in the sense that it's kind of playing on that idea, and really enjoyable. Of course, one of the great lines, stick your head out of the window and say, tell the world I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. A really great scene, which kind of plays on how we all feel, especially in today's society, I think, with what's going on. Anyways, but yeah, I said, incredible performances, and kind of a really funny, almost satirical movie, I think. Very well done, called Network at number 8. Number 7, I have The Goodbye Girl. It's kind of a romantic comedy with Richard Dreyfuss and Marsha Mason in two leads. Another Neil Simon movie, just like I mentioned, Out of Towners, and I believe did Odd Couple, and several others. Neil Simon, one of the great screenplay writers, comedy screenplay writers we ever had. Made tons of hits in the 70s, especially. This was one of my favorite all times. Great romantic comedy. Richard Dreyfuss is really funny in it. He wins the Oscar for Best Actor, in fact, for this role. At only age 29, which was like a record for youngest actor to win the Oscar for Best Actor. And yeah, he's just incredible. It's more of a comedic role, so you don't usually see comedic roles win the Oscar, but he's so good that he's able to win the Oscar here. And his romantic chemistry with Marsha Mason is great. I love Marsha Mason. I think she's really good in this part. One of my favorite characters, actually, female-wise, that I think I really love to meet this person in real life, this character. She has a lot of attitude, but does it so well, and has a lot of great one-liners in here. And they fight a lot. Of course, it's a whole thing of the two characters. They come into the apartment. Her old boyfriend buys this apartment. She's going to live in it with her daughter. Actually, she's a single mother. But then she gets left. It's a goodbye girl because all her boyfriends leave her. And this one leaves her and sells the apartment to Richard Dreyfuss' character, but doesn't tell her that. So then they end up sharing the apartment together, and of course hating each other at first, fighting a lot, but eventually kind of, obviously warming to each other and supporting each other and fall in love. And then the whole idea is he's gonna leave her too. And then Richard Dreyfuss plays this struggling actor in New York, trying to make it big. Anyways, but then it has a great ending to it where you feel like the relationship's gonna keep going, and great relationship between them and the daughter also that she has, that they kind of form a friendship too. Anyway, so yeah, really good romantic comedy from the 70s, The Goodbye Girl. And then number 6, one movie I actually own out of all these, one of my favorite musical comedies of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There with Gene Wilder, one of the funniest people, funniest people at the time. He's not alive anymore, but one of the funniest people of all time. Gene Wilder, love Gene Wilder type movies. Like I said, Grease is a great musical comedy. I called it. This is, definitely probably my number 1 musical comedy. You don't think of the music so much. Music is great. From I've Got a Golden Ticket and World in Pure Imagination, that old song that he sings, and throughout the music and the musical score is really, really good. I really enjoy this. Candyman, it's very catchy song to get in your head and you have to sing. Also, just very, very funny movie, really, really funny. And of course, great premise of this factory that Willy Wonka owns and nobody's seen the inside of it. And this poor kid and his grandpa get a chance to see the factory, this candy factory, which is every boy's dream, girl's dream, is to go to a candy factory and get to eat candy. I mean, what's better than that as a kid? And so you can see all this kind of craziness of this factory, all this fantasy kind of stuff, the Oompa Loompas, this what do you call it, a race of people that don't really exist, but only in this factory. Kind of interesting. And then all the technology that goes with making these candy bars, even ones that transport candy to one place to another. The chocolate fountain, chocolate waterfall, a thing that makes you dirty and then cleans you, the drink that makes you float, the gobstopper, the everlasting gobstopper that you suck on it and never gets smaller. So I love these fantasy aspects of it. And then of course Gene Wilder's so great. You don't know, what is this character's Willy Wonka? Is he good? Is he bad? Is he crazy? Is he playing everybody? Is he just playing tricks? But then you find out that he's really a generally good person at the end. But he keeps you guessing, and that's the whole point. Gene Wilder did this character, is he keep guessing, who is this Willy Wonka, and can we trust him? And I love that aspect of the movie. And he's just so, just kind of goofy, crazy kind of character with these, really crazy lines every once in a while, random lines. But I love it. It's a real quotable movie. And then the kids are terrible, and so you love seeing bad things happen to them throughout the factory tour or whatever. Just a really fun movie. I can't say more. I love the whole 70s. The whole color scheme is just crazy. I love all the bright colors that are in this movie. Everything from the costuming to the set decorations are just amazing. And yes, a movie that I just love putting on all the time, just to, it makes you laugh, makes you just cheer up. It's just a really good cheer up movie. Makes you feel so good at the end. You're just, I feel so good about life now. So if you need a good pick me up, to me, Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory is like the perfect movie to pick you up and make you feel better. Anyway, so that's my number 6 movie on here, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So that's my 10 through 6. So do one more video, my top 5 favorite movies from the 1970s. So please feel comment on what you think about these movies and some of your favorites of the 1970s. I'd love to read them. And just thank you for watching this video, and thank you to all my subscribers for supporting my channel. And I just want to say thank you and have a good day.